Hello, my name's Andrew Maiden. I'm the publisher of Governance Insight magazine, the scenario-based publication for independent school governors, and I've recently launched the Governor's Toolkit, which helps ISI schools become compliance ready. Now, I'm often asked by governors for clarification in their role, and that's quite a detailed answer, but the best starting point and the subject of this video is the difference between strategy and operations. So who does which? Well, the governors are responsible for the strategy. That's the 5-year plan, perhaps a decision to move from a single-sex school to a co-ed school, whether the school needs refurbishing. Essentially, it's the planning. And the operations, well, that's the responsibility of the head, perhaps with some help with their senior leadership team. So they make the decisions day by day that make sure that the strategic plan is in place. And what brings the two together is the head's report at the governing body meeting. This is really important because while it gives some of the operational information that's just useful as background for the governors, it shows some of the key measures to see how the school is doing in terms of meeting the strategic plans of the governing body. And if the school is failing to meet the objectives of the strategic plan, that leaves the governors with 3 broad choices. Firstly, was it too ambitious, in which case they'll need to revise it. If the head needs support to achieve its aims, then they should provide that too. And thirdly, and most seriously, perhaps they need a serious conversation with the head teacher about their performance. So here are a couple of examples of how those 2 elements work together. Let's say that there's a couple of school years that are smaller than others, and the governing body decides to merge those 2 years. That's the strategy. But it's down to the head teacher into how that's implemented, how the teachers are employed, how the parents are informed of these changes, and essentially managing the day-to-day process of that strategy. Another one might be that the governing body feels that the management information system is no longer fit for purpose. They're not getting the information they require. Now, that's a decision, it's strategy, but it's down to the head, in conjunction with some suitable people within the school, the IT manager for instance, to then speak to companies who could provide a new software, but it's the governors who set the budget and the overall strategic plan. There are times when the head oversteps the mark, makes strategic decisions and informs the governing body. That's wrong. The governing body employs the head to fulfil the strategic plans of the school, but equally governors can overstep the mark too. There'll be several governors who will want to visit the school, and this is really important, not just for background information into how the school ticks, but also it's good to have a visible presence on the school campus so that teachers and other members of staff don't just know the governors as a list of names on the board. However, they should not make comments to teachers on how they're presenting their classes or how they're setting up their displays or anything to do with that aspect of the school at all. Another example, and this is really common, is the parent governor. Probably the dreaded post of most governing bodies. Sometimes they confuse the role between being a parent and being a governor, and other parents confuse that too. They see the parent governor as their representative. They're not. If a parent governor has an issue with their child in their class, then they should speak to the class teacher, and if no satisfaction is given there, then speak to the head. But they shouldn't take it to the governing body meeting. It's a nightmare when this happens. I hope that makes the difference between the strategy and operations clearer. Thanks for watching.